This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Ecto-1A. And I'm just going to say, I think a lot of people know that I can be a very petty individual. So, because a couple people were complaining that I did not correct myself every time I said Ecto-2 instead of Ecto-1A during my Ecto-1 video, I'm actually going to just keep on calling this the Ecto-2 for probably the entirety of this video. Again, just because I'm being petty. So I hope you enjoy it. Now I'm sure I'll get lots of dislikes for doing it, but screw it. I'm going to enjoy myself. And I'm just going to mention here, it does not look like the paint on this was actually done very evenly over here. On this car window. That being said, here we have our second Ecto-1. And I did in fact watch the Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 yesterday, or in this case, the day before I record this video, because I wanted to have everything fresh in my mind when I did it. So let's start by going ahead and getting this out of the way and taking a look at our deluxe box. This is the deluxe box from the first set that I got, because I decided not to open up the second set because I haven't decided if I'm just going to sell it all or not. So we're going to open this up, and you will see that this is where the figures were stored originally. So you already saw that with my figure video. Next up, we have our sticker sheet. As you might recall, the instructions on where to put the stickers were actually on the one that came with the main Ecto body. That leaves us with what's ever left out inside here. Which is, of course, all the additional items needed to create the Ecto-2. So we have our main roof piece. This we will be swapping out. I'm also going to note here, this is the area that plugs in. One of the things that people brought up in the video when I was fitting the figures into the car was, well, you know, the roof comes off, so you can just put the figures in that way. Bite me. You see these little tabs here? These are what control the lights and electronics in the roof. I would not want to be taking this on and off on a regular basis because I don't want to risk damaging those. So, you know. I told you I was going to be petty in this video. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not the biggest fan of the Ecto-2's top half. It's definitely not as elegant as the Ecto-1. We have the new hubcaps for the vehicle. This is pretty much the same as the last one, only in different colors. This is an all-new piece, and it's got electronics in it. Set this stuff aside for the moment. Not sure where this wire will go. We got that same radar dish. I think it's got slightly different deco on it. I have absolutely no idea what this is. And we got 3 new small antennas. Then with this one, this I believe replaces the back bumper. And this is a giant ass radar dish. So we got all of our new parts off of here. I sincerely hope, looking at this, that this was designed to have those one thing slid in here and not actually be stickers. So that, you know, these parts here with the different things that it says. Because I'm not sure what I would want to put on there. Well, let's set that aside for the moment. Because here are the directions for sticking the stickers on the Ecto-2. And that looks like a whole lot of not fun. But we also need to turn this around because we also have to look at how we need to change the stuff here. Oh, in order to turn this into the Ecto-2. So let's, we are going to start this process by taking the roof off of the Ecto-1. The easiest way I found to do this is to open the back door and then just kind of jimmy it up from the back here and pull it out. That being said, here is that spot where those things plug in. And now I think I know what that one white piece was for, and that is to pull off these things, I think. Because in order to change out the wheel, dang it. In order to change out the wheels, we have to pull off these covers from the axles. And I think so we took the front one off. Pull that off. Pull that off. Whoa, shit. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. All right. And in this case, it looks like you're supposed to turn the tire around before you put this on there so it doesn't have the white walls. And then we just got to plug that in there like that. I got to give Hasbro some credit for the creativity on this one. And by the way, when you look at this, the tabs here are big and small, so you can't put it on backwards. Oh, doesn't necessarily mean you can put it on either. All right, so we got the front tire done. Now the question is, where do you grip it on the back? There we go. Again, we got the big and the small tabs. All right, so we've now changed out the tires. I kind of think the white walls might not have looked too bad, but it did show us flipping the tires, so we did that part. So our front bumper has that one piece that pops off of here. Like that. And then that gets replaced with this little additional lighting unit. Like so. Then we got the back bumper. Pop that off. And we pop the new one in place. And this one has foot pegs in the back. Not that I think you're likely going to have your Ghostbusters actually like hanging on the back of it. All right, first up, we are going to put into position the stuff from the first one that goes on the second one still. Okay, now, so according to the directions here, we got these little white doodads from before. One of them needs to go back here. Turn this around. Another one goes over here. Huh, wait. I thought maybe you could angle it in there and have it be flat, but no, I couldn't get it to flatten out. And then we need one more for up here. Which doesn't quite seem right to me. Oh, it's just one antenna there. Okay, hold on. One of the antennas goes into one of these holes. Looks like it goes into the back hole. Seems kind of weird because that's a little half hole, half semicircle hole. That doesn't fit in there. Maybe it is one of these. No, that one's... No, none of these seem to be designed specifically for that hole. What the fudge? No, none of them are designed for that hole. So I don't know what these directions are talking about. Unless they're... No, there were no more of those little hole fillers in anything. We got 2 on the Slimer case and 2 with the guys. And none of them were designed to fit that half circle. Alright. Because there, let's just take them all out again. Real quick. Back. Quick. So yeah, if we look at these, all 4 of these little white nipple things are all designed the same way. So in the back here, and none of them seem to be angled in a way to allow for lining up right in the car. Because they all leave a little bit of a tip on them. And then these 2 again, which don't actually fit in that spot. So I guess we won't worry about that right now. We might just have an open hole. Now, if we look at the directions here again, I want to remind you that it's showing the antenna in the first hole and this doodad in the second hole. So it's showing the antenna should be in here, but the antenna's got the little half semicircle in it to go here. Right? No, never mind. No, it goes in right here. So the antenna still goes there, but there's still not a thing that plugs into that. Unless I got a set that had something wrong. And here we are again, having to bend the freaking wire into position. All right, well, while we got the roof off, let's see if that makes it a little bit easier to get this other crap taken care of. Get the phone into there. This goes on the roof part, which we'll put on once we get the roof on. I guess we might as well do that right now, huh? Although, I'm thinking, actually, I might hold off on putting the roof on. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll start the stickers. Because I suspect that at least the ones on the top of the car might be top inside of the car might be easier to do without having the roof on in place. So what I'm going to do is try to shut up for a bit while I put the stickers in place. But before I do, this is actually a 2-sided sticker sheet, by the way. Does everybody remember my feeling on stickers? Well, they give you 2 sets of these to in case you them up too. Just saying. I swear these stickers aren't even cut in the right shape. They're also just a little too long. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, I'm already tired. So right now we're on the left side. Goddamn motherfucker. Part of the problem I'm having here is that when I go to grab a sticker, it pulls off another sticker. So according to this goes here up until the door. And I'm going to say that it's meant to go underneath this little ridge here. God damn it. Almost. God, fuck. You know, I would almost have preferred magnetic labels. I think it looks awful that it actually goes and covers this part that far up there, you know? Why does it go into the chrome at all? That looks terrible in my opinion. For fuck's sake. You remember how I said that they sometimes grab other stickers? It did that here. The L4 was the one that got in the wrong position. Which actually, goddamn, hold on. Because actually, I think what we need to do is put the L2 in place first, maybe? This is where things start to get a bit awkward. Because we know this will fit around here. And yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to talk too much, and here I am talking my jabbering away like a moron. So that would have to go like that, and then we can put this over here, lined up, like so. Then we can put a Ghostbuster logo on there. How high does this need to be? The finger should be right about there. Oh, that was probably too high. See, this here is what I was talking about. One fucking slip and it gets a bunch of other stickers stuck to it. Where does that even go? The "We're Ready to Believe You" sticker goes over here. We got the call us sticker to put up at the top part. I don't even know what to line this up with, to be honest with you. I think it was supposed to be down further. I think it's supposed to be right above the striping. So like that, right about there. And then our last sticker would go right about here. Wait. All right, I see. Okay, so that part goes there, and then we put the call in the front of it because of the stupid little dinghy there. Which that's not lined up very well either, so we'll have to rip this off. I guess this is why they give you a whole bunch of stickers, is because you're going to F it up every step of the way. Still not lined up very well, to be honest with you, but I'm not redoing that one. All right, let's go back to the other side here. Oh, there's a bubble. So now we got to do the same shit on the right side. Seriously, that looks so tacky that goes up into the chrome there. At this moment in time, I'm thinking I would rather have paid for a brand new Ecto-2 to be made. Let's grab our ghost logo. This is not giving as much room as the other one, the other side did. Stickers are a worthwhile thing to hate dealing with. God, I don't know. I need like a fucking laser level on this thing or some shit. Hey neighbor, you have a laser level, right? Can I borrow it? Yeah, what for? I'm trying to put stickers on a toy. The you talking about? Oh, and this thing is going to go right up over this. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, we got more of those stupid call stickers and everything else, too. Oh, man. We need another "We're ready to believe you." I'd like to call a professional sticker placer. All right. I forgot to call this. Again, that just looks tacky right there. All right. Let's go ahead and put the top on. You would have thought, with how this thing was bent earlier, that that part would actually fit in there better. It's like the worst Lego build ever. There. What a huge pain in the friggin' ass. Okay. Things we didn't put on yet. We got a logo that goes in the front here. And we need to put a license plate up there. Wow, I just lost the thing I've been using to put the stickers on. There it is. We also need to put a license plate on the back. And hope the car doesn't roll off the edge before we get it in place. Also on the back. And there's a sticker that goes up there. At this point, I don't care if it's straight or not. Although it should be directly above. God damn it. I only get one more try to get that one right. There. It's pretty centered. Remember these ones from the last one? Oh, for fuck's sake. And the final sticker actually has a spot kind of mapped out for it. Oh shit, there is one more sticker after this. Never mind. However, we do need to finish putting this together now. So this little doohickey goes back up there. The radar dish, this is part of it. Goes up there like that. This thing once again goes back here. This humbug. That goes there like that. And then where do those 3 mini antennas go? Oh, okay, let me see. I think one goes up here. One goes over here. And one goes right here. Oh, you Okay. That seems to be everything, sticker-wise at any rate. I think I threw away about 8 stickers putting this together. Okay, I actually did forget 1 sticker. And actually, take this off, because this goes on here. And we also didn't put these things in place, which do in fact look like, I think I will take one that says Ghostbusters. It's supposed to slide in here. At least that's what it shows on the directions. Seriously? What the fudge? Okay. I'm gonna go with the we're back. Seriously? Come on. There we go. Okay, now we got everything set up. I just gotta do the light, plug in for the lighting here. Give me just a moment on that one. Screwed this up again. That thing's coming out again. I think I'm gonna have to heat that up with like a heat lamp or something. Okay, so we are going to, oh, nice. So we are going to do the lights on here. I wasn't expecting the light on the camera to shine. Let's go ahead and see how these work. Don't want that one. Here we go, first position. The ones aren't flashing on this one. Position 2. Backlights are on. 3. Interior lights are on. Reverse lights are off. Everything's on the inside. Our light bar on the top is running. You know, I'm just going to straight out say that this is super, super tacky. Like, this is the one thing I thought when watching Ghostbusters 2 this weekend, was that the lights on it were just so tacky looking. I mean, I don't mind the sign scrolling across. That was fine. And then we got these lights flashing again, and then that little one that we added on as a new light. That's on, and it's not blue this time. Wait a minute. Wasn't that blue on the Ecto-1? Hold on. That's weird as hell. All right, and then that turned it off. So hold on. Okay, so now these... Turn it off again. Hold on. All right, so the first time I did this, these ones didn't flash. Let's try this again. Okay, nothing's flashing. Hit it again. Nothing's flashing. Nothing's flashing. What causes them to flash? Somebody had mentioned there was 2 cycles. So maybe that's it. I don't know if you can actually read Ghostbusters on the side there. And then I got We're Back on the other side, like I mentioned before, which I kind of prefer. We're Back in Ghostbusters, that's about it. I've got nobody driving this. We already looked at the figures earlier, and I don't know if I'm going to open up that other set of figures or not, just because I might sell the entire box as it is, or I might split it up. But again, I am still kind of thinking about the whole idea of keeping the second set of Ghostbusters so that they're actually in here, but I don't know yet. Because technically, I don't really need them in the Ecto-1 if they're in display. The main reason why I'm going to have a set on display and in the Ecto-1 from the first Ghostbusters movie is because they're putting out a second set specifically for that. Oh, and there the light turned off on its own. All right, so the overall in this one is that I really hate those stickers. I don't mind the way they did the "we're back" and the Ghostbusters thing on the top to kind of look like the lights are going to cross. Although, I don't know, maybe I should just grab the Ghostbusters one that didn't have the green on the bottom. The lights do seem a little bit on the tacky side compared to the original. And as far as some of the other comments that people have made, somebody had mentioned that 3 Ghostbusters could fit in the front seat when I was doing the fitting one. And yes, that's correct. And I did see that in the first Ghostbusters movie, there was one time where they had 3 of the Ghostbusters in the front seat, and that was at the very end of the movie. Otherwise, I think it happened more in the cartoon possibly than actually in the movies. Again, those stickers were a pain in the butt to put on, and that one on the driver's side for the Ghost logo, I might have to take that off and change. But I think this actually does look cool, and it will be a cool display piece, even if, you know, the lights don't stay on because it's a battery powered, and I was talking too much. Actually, that was a pretty quick turn off on those lights, if I'm being honest with you guys. So was this worth the price of admission? Yeah, I would say so. Hopefully it'll all fit on the shelf the way I want it to. I'm a little concerned that it's a little bit longer than the Ecto-1 was, so the spot that I have for it might be a little tough. Something to consider though is I believe I may need to take some kind of heat gun or soak that blue cable on the driver's side to kind of heat it up and make it a little bit more manipulable so I can stick it actually in the spot it's supposed to go in. I think that's one of those things that Hasbro did not really consider when they were putting that together. And I can see, again, the stickers just keep on wanting to kind of puff up in spots, especially those orange and black ones, and that's really kind of ticking me off. Like there's no good way to put those stickers on as far as I can do. Maybe somebody else is better at it than me, in which case more power to you, bro. But I had a terrible time with those.
One thing that I would like to add really quick that I forgot about earlier was when I was watching Ghostbusters 2, I noticed there were at least 3 or 4 different uniforms. The blue like we got with these toys, the dark gray like I'd remembered, and then it looked like there was both beige and gray. Also, just to note that in the original movie, just as a reminder, Larry King does call them the boys in gray. So I'm kind of curious as to why Hasbro went with beige for the uniforms for the first Ghostbusters movie representation.
But now it's your turn. Why don't you guys tell me what you think in the comments below? And if you think this looks pretty cool, I gotta give them credit for making it so that we could not gonna lie, I think that was very nice of them. Also saved them money, but I think I would have paid more just to have somebody else put those stickers on. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like button. And if you enjoy me being petty, definitely hit that like button. If I hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe. That would be great. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. And as a quick bonus, if I get this to fit, I'm going to take a picture of my Ghostbuster shelf to show you all right here at the end.